Have you ever wondered why it is that you see some business owners just smashing it out of the park and doing amazing when others seem to struggle just to make ends meet? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about why I think that is. G'day, Ben Futrell here, co-founder of Max My Profit and the Business Acceleration Blueprint. And we're all about helping you build the business that you imagined. So when you started your business, if you imagined having something that was more profitable and where you worked less hours and it was more fun, then this video is probably for you. Stick around and make sure you hit the subscribe button and watch some of the other videos we've got as well. Now, whether you think you can or you think you can't, whichever way you are right. Very, very famous saying by a fellow called Henry Ford. Now, he was the guy that started the Ford Motor Company. I'm pretty sure you may have heard of that quote, or you've certainly heard of the Ford Motor Company. And I really believe that this is the differentiating factor between those that really smash it out of the park and those that struggle, because it is all about mindset. And I know when I first heard about mindset and I started reading books like The Secret and doing things like, meditating or affirmations, I thought, oh, this tree hugging stuff, it's all a bit woo-woo, a bit touchy-feely, I didn't know that it was, I didn't think it was that important. Now, it doesn't matter how you go about getting the right mindset, whether you use those techniques or not, but you definitely need to be thinking the right way if you're going to succeed in your business. If you say to yourself, I can't, let's say you say, I'm not very good at selling, or I'm not very good at video, or I'm not very good at public speaking, then you won't be. And the reason for that is because that is what you're affirming to yourself. You're saying, I can't do it. Well, then you will want to prove yourself right, and you'll make sure that whatever it is that you're doing that you say you can't do, you will make sure you fail at it just to prove yourself right. So there's a big merit in saying I can do something. As much as it might feel uncomfortable to say I'm amazing at sales, or I'm really comfortable with delivering into a camera, or I'm really comfortable with public speaking, or I love cold calling, for example, because they're the things that may make you successful. And so you want to make sure that your mindset is in the right place. And I really like to break it down in a couple of ways. There are people that have a mindset which is like positive. And I know sometimes people say to me, Ben, why are you always so happy? Well, the reason is I choose to be, and you can choose to be happy as well. It's entirely up to you. It's a state of mind. And things can happen around me that aren't fun or that are, uncomfortable or disturbing or distressing, but I can still choose how I react or respond to those things. So mindset is a huge thing. Now, if you think about it like this, when a doctor gives you medication, they're going to say that you responded to that medication or you reacted to that. And responding is a really healthy way to behave, and reacting is a really bad way. And that's the same in medicine. They say a reaction is bad, a response is good. And so I say that in mindset, it's the same. As things go on in your day, you want to react or respond to things. Now, I'll finish up by talking a little bit about what I think is one of the key attributes of those that are all successful in business, and that is attitude. And attitude is something that, once again, comes down to your mindset and your ability to be able to react or respond to things in your day. Now, if you are the type of person who makes excuses or reasons, which is a fancy word for excuses, or you blame other people or things for where you're at, then you're probably living in a world that is not taking ownership, and with a mindset that is what I call below the line. Okay, so this is the mindset that's going to stop you from succeeding because you're, blaming outside forces, or you're reflecting the responsibility from yourself onto other things. And I see this a lot. So, for example, 2020 was a tough year. There's no doubt in my mind that coronavirus, that pandemic, had a huge impact on just about every business in some way. There's no doubt about it. And it may have meant that customers stopped buying from you. I mean, imagine if you were one of the big cruise liners. I mean, what's going on for them right now? They're having to borrow stacks and stacks of money just to keep their boats afloat, literally, pun intended, right? So, there are some businesses that have been dramatically affected by it. However, there are things that they can still do. They've still got a database of people that love to travel, that love to cruise. Maybe they could do something locally for those people, because guess what? All those people that would typically cruise with them are, sitting at home getting frustrated. They're getting cabin fever of a different kind, right? So there's always an opportunity. So, a pandemic like this or something like this that's a natural disaster can have a huge impact on a business, and you can either see it as an opportunity or as a threat, and you can go, what else can I do? I have seen businesses that we work with, that my team work with, have flourished throughout this pandemic. So, for example, we've seen restaurants and cafes that are having their biggest months ever. Absolutely. Even when their restaurants were shut, in takeaway, they thought they would never. In fact, I've got one client I was talking to, went and had lunch with him the other day, and he was telling me that he never ever dreamed that he would sell as many lamb shoulders as he did in a day when he was closed. It was just incredible because people couldn't go out, they couldn't eat out, and they didn't want to cook at home. They didn't want burgers or pizzas or any of that average stuff. So he was selling lamb shoulders by the kilos, like kilos and kilos of it. In fact, he couldn't keep up with it. It was incredible. So sometimes there's opportunity. But, he could have said, oh, Paul, my restaurant is shut. I'm just going to shut down. Instead, he said, what can I do to capitalize on this? What do people need now? What is their immediate needs or desires? What is it that's bothering them? How do I give them a solution? Right? And that's how you've got to think. It's all about mindset. Now, if you are down below that line, you are blaming things like pandemics or governments or the dollar or the petrol prices or the whatever. You can blame interest rate. You can blame whatever you like. There's always something. You can make excuses as to why you didn't get something done. I'm too busy. My team aren't good enough. My systems aren't there. My marketplace is dead. The cruise liners aren't cruising. You can make excuses galore, right? That's easy to do. What I'd rather you to do is say, how can I get around this? How can I get more sales? How can I get my customers buying something else from me? What else can I do? How can I educate my customers as to why they should buy something else? And if you've got a database of everybody that's bought from you in the past, sell them something else. Go for it. They love you already. They're your customers. Okay. And if you go to them and say, we can't provide X service right now, but we do have this other service we have available for you, then you might find that it'll work really well. I remember seeing another restaurant. I know I've probably harped on about restaurants too much, but I saw another restaurant where you could buy an in-home dining experience, and they would send in a waiter and waitress, or wait staff, and a chef and a sous chef into your home, and you would order off a menu. They would cook in your kitchen, and they would feed you, and they would wash up, and then they would leave. So you just got to think, what are the opportunities that are available? I can take ownership, and I can go, you know what, I'm going to do something about this, or I can play that blame game. Now, I really do think that is what separates the best from the rest. It is all about mindset, and I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you a 30-day challenge, and I want you to come back to this video and let me know in the comments how you went. And here's the challenge. Every morning, well, actually, before I say what you're going to do every morning, I want you to take about an hour out, might not even take an hour, half an hour, and I want you to get a blank piece of paper, and in the middle of that paper, I want you to write the words, I am. I am. And then what I want you to do is I want you to write out all the affirmations of what you'd like to be. But I don't want you to write I want to be. I want you to write I am, as if you're already there. So if you want to be a millionaire, write I am a millionaire. If you want to write that I am an amazing salesperson, write I am an amazing salesperson. If you want to be a better leader, write I am an amazing leader. Okay? I want you to write it as if you're already there. And you've got to come up with at least 20 of these affirmations. And then the challenge is every morning, I want you to read them out loud before you start your day. Okay, that's the challenge. Now, this is going to feel weird. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to be a bit foreign to you if you're not already doing this, or if you haven't done something like this. It did for me. I've got to tell you, it did in the beginning. But let me tell you that when I started my daily affirmations, and I've got over 100 of them now, my life changed, and so will yours. All right, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. I can't even speak. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos where we're all about helping you build the business that you imagined.